guys, here at NAMM 2019. My name is Mario from Elektron, and we're here to look at the model samples. So the model samples is a 6-track sample-based groove box. Each track has velocity-sensitive pads and a chromatic mode on the bottom, so you can play your samples melodically and also your MIDI melodically as well, because each track also has a MIDI sequencer inside there. Some great things about the model samples is first thing for Elektron is one knob per function. So there's no pages in this device. It's straight up, all of your parameters are at your fingertips, which is really, really cool, and it calls for a very unique approach to the Elektron workflow. Another great thing about the model samples is going to be the portability aspect. I'll get this out the way right before I get into it. We're gonna have a battery handle available for this soon, and that's gonna allow you to take that on the road with you and power it up over AA batteries. But yeah, let's get into sequencing and the workflow with the model samples. So in the model samples, you have the Elektron sequencer allowing you to sequence samples and MIDI, and per track you have a pattern length, and then also scaling, which is really, really powerful to get polyrhythms and some really interesting pattern variation happening. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and sequence in these hi-hats. I'm going to change the decay knob so I can shape the sound the way I want it. You have a filter, so I'll cut off some of the lows, and then add a little bit of reverb. You also have a delay effects. The delay and the reverb act as a send, and then you have master effects settings. So yeah, another great feature about the model samples is going to be the chance parameter. It's kind of similar to the trick conditioning, but this changes track probability across the whole track. So right now it's at 100%, and I'm going to bring it down to about 45%. So now it's adding variation. This 1-bar loop sequence could go on forever, and you will never even realize it's just 1 bar. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate live recording as well too. Let me just sequence in these snares. So now I like this sequence kind of going. What I'm going to do is save this pattern in a temporary area, which is a feature in our Digitac series as well, but it's very powerful in the model samples when you want to start manipulating your pattern and changing its sound completely. So function, temporary save, and then what I'm going to do to demonstrate this, how far away from this pattern and how quickly you can come back, I'm going to use the Control Alt feature to change parameters across all tracks. So I'll change the pitch, add some reverb, and then use the chance knob. So across all the tracks, I'm adding a probability to it. So you could do very interesting variations to your pattern live without having to change patterns, and then just come right back to where I started. So it's a really, really quick workflow, and it bypasses a lot of the menu diving that we have in our other devices, and lets you get straight to the point of sequencing. So yeah, I'll talk about some of the specs on this. 1 gigabyte of sample memory on the whole device. You have 64 megabytes per project. Each project has 96 patterns, so 6 banks. Within those banks, you have 16 patterns. Got a headphone out, stereo out, mini MIDI. It comes with an adapter, so you could sequence any external MIDI device you have. And then really, really awesome feature is class-compliant USB audio, which allows you to use model samples as a sound card. So that being said, you could send audio stereo out over USB to whatever DAW and record your sequence. And then also you could use the USB over MIDI over USB to sequence any DAW that you have, and then also monitor your DAW with the class-compliant USB audio. And yeah, it's like I said, it's a very straightforward device. If you're wanting to get into Elektron, this is the perfect device for you. But if you're a power Elektron user, this thing goes pretty deep, and it's a very unique workflow that I am finding every day, having a lot of fun, and I hope you guys get to check it out and have as much fun as I do. So yeah, model samples.